It is Tuesday, March, I don't know, 25, somewhere in there. So it's like 37 today, good and muddy, no bugs, no allergies. And we do have two more sections that we built over the winter with wood we obtained. So those are gonna go in this section here, and this is like the perfect time because it's just muddy. And we should just be able to drop them in place and not adjust too much and step on it. Here we go. We got two more sections in on our trail. So now we have about another 6 foot to get up onto some little bit drier terra firma. So what are our options? Options are build two more 3 foot straight sections for here, or since this whole intent of doing this type of platform was because there's main trail cross traffic that I don't want the boards bouncing up and down when you ride over it. But over here, there is no really cross traffic per se. It's straight traffic. I guess there's sometimes I pull the chipper this way, but I'm thinking I could also just do some armoring, just get some flats that are like 6 foot long and level them in there and put some wood chips on top, and maybe that's more readily available than more pressure treated decking boards. And then if I needed to, I could always pull it up if I got more decking boards. I was thinking of reusing these, but these are pretty shot. You know, I could put those down, but yeah, I don't know. All right, well, that's an option, and there's one more option to look at. You know, here's a third option. This section is 4 foot or 5 foot that used to be in here before we armored this section up, and it's got a couple of reasonable boards still left in there, but you can kind of see. So that's just like too big for me to handle, especially when it gets wet. So I could use a 4 foot wide, make it 3 foot. Maybe I could get two 3 foot sections. I'd have to rework some of the boards, but maybe I could use that, because what's the reason for wanting to use this one? I got nowhere else to put it right now, and there's still some good wood in there. I don't want to just throw it in the burn pile. So I might reconstruct this one and repurpose it for down there. That is a third option. Just in case I forgot to mention why we built the boardwalk, this is why, because let's go take a look. I'll go step in the middle of it. Yep, so, boot deep kind of thing, and I'm sure once I get a tractor in there, they'll just turn into a nice 6-inch mud pile. But our boardwalk is nice and dry. And now it connects to this armored section. And we just need to continue it down there to connect the other section. Okay, today is Saturday, March, I don't know, pick a number, 26 maybe. It's probably like 26 degrees, so there's a little bit of ice on things, but sun's kind of shining through, and we built another section to continue our boardwalk. So let's get this set up and put in. Okay, we got that piece in, and I'm thinking those, I'd have to like maybe make half sections and piece in a couple of good boards, because it's still like, it's frozen this morning, but when it's not frozen, this is still too muddy for things. But I have a whole bunch of planks that I cut. So those are 4 foot. So I probably have 4 and 5 foot long, which are kind of like too short for the other section of armoring. So I might now just bring them here and lay them in, put some wood chips on, and we'll be good. I'm thinking that's what we're gonna do. And I might work with these to make like 2 good half sections out of all that. And that might go over here to help further armor this. Like this section here is going to need some more support. I might lift these up and reset them. They've been there for like 10 years or more, and put the other half section up over here, or I could just armor that, or I could put those sections in and armor whatever else is still muddy. All right, here's our wood pile, and this front section are pieces that are, I think they're only like 4, 4.5. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that one's a little of 4. This is like 4.5. So those aren't quite long enough. I need like 6s for the majority of the armoring. So this here I could use. So I think I'm going to load it on that. And I think I'm going to fire up my tractor. I don't feel like hand pulling all that, but we'll start with a small load first. I left just sitting up here, and I took a whole bunch of boards back on the cart, but you didn't see that. So now I have to get the chainsaw to trim them up and some wood chips to level. So you can be part of that. I gotta close that stack up and then drive up to the house and get some rakes and shovels and a chainsaw. Okay, I brought the camera this time. We've got our boards down. We're going to use the chainsaw just to kind of even up on both sides. And we brought some wood chips because, watch this end, we don't want that to happen. So we got to put some wood chips along both sides so that we don't, you know, if we drive just on this end, we don't want that end to kick up. So watch. Okay, we've got these all set. Now, to fill in with some wood chips. Hang on, it's gonna get jiggly. You okay? All right, take a break. All right, we got the board down. We got some wood chips on to kind of lock it in place. We'll go get another load and we'll ponder the next portion of this. All right, second load of wood chips. That kind of locks it in pretty good, but as you can see, you know, this time of the year, I can't just like armor that little bit of section down there. This all, and I got the boards, like I got these 4 foot and maybe even some 3 foot pieces, the piece in there, but I definitely have a bunch of boards I didn't know what I was going to do with. I could just keep laying them down here and just resolve this issue, but not for today. Same on the other side. It needs some type of armoring.